If you're selling to small business owners and solopreneurs, you don't need a value ladder. You don't need a tripwire product. You don't need a low ticket entry offer. None of that stuff, at least not in the beginning until you're at $1 million revenue per year. Many SME consultants believe that they have to create some kind of $99 entry product just to get somebody through the door, warm them up, and then gradually upsell them to a $10,000 offer or whatever their main offer is. And I'm here to tell you that this is not at all necessary. And in this video, we will cover exactly why that is and why actually a low ticket product can be very detrimental to your business. And in this video, I'm going to explain why and give you an alternative perspective and even an alternative tool that can accomplish pretty much the same thing as a low ticket entry offer would. And that way you'll be able to completely forget about the idea of a value ladder until you made your first $1 million a year in revenue. My name is Michael Bohannes, and unlike what many people say about themselves, I do have something to sell you. We help consultants build client acquisition systems without spending money on ads. And we do it on a coaching basis as well as on a done-for-you basis. So that's what we sell, and I wanted to be transparent about it. But if you don't want that or don't need that, perfectly fine. I create these videos so that as many people as possible get some value from them and learn to scale their consulting businesses to 6 figures and beyond. So the main reasons why consultants and other B2B service providers create value ladders, create low ticket entry offers, is because they worry that their main product or main service package is too expensive for strangers to buy directly from them on the first or second call. And that is completely understandable. I mean, for me, it was such a momentous experience that when a stranger booked a call with me and paid me on that call £3,000 at the time, then it was such a watershed moment for me that I divide my business into a before and after that moment. So I get it that it's a very, very counterintuitive thing, and most people believe they cannot pull that off. And that is why they have a low ticket entry offer. But that is my first point here. If you have a good offer and become really good at sales, you don't need to take the detour via a low ticket entry offer. I've been long enough in this business to know that you absolutely can sell a 4-figure, maybe even 5-figure product or service package to somebody who just met you. The shortest time somebody went from not knowing about my existence at all to being a fully paying client was 30 hours and 52 minutes. And that's literally like 31 hours before that. He didn't know me, didn't know I existed. Then I booked a call with him. I gave him a couple of preparatory materials. And then 30 hours and 52 minutes later, he actually was on the call and paid me. So if you become good at sales and all that surrounding infrastructure, you don't need any of those low ticket offers. And you will see that you can close 10, maybe 20, maybe even 30% of strangers who book a call with you. And I get it that now maybe your inner dialogue is, well, sure, but it will not hurt to have a low ticket product as well. It's just incremental, right? Wrong. And that's my second point. The value ladder can actually hurt you in 2 ways. First of all, believe it or not, but a low ticket value ladder product is actually hard to sell. Selling something for $99 or $199 isn't as easy as it sounds. And it requires a completely different skill sets than what most consultants have. It requires mainly copywriting and product design. This is not something that service providers tend to be really good in. And so all of the time that you will spend tweaking the wording on your landing page, making sure that that landing page gets enough traffic, which is probably not a strength of you either, and creating a product that will actually achieve the goal of upselling people gradually, all of that time that you'll be investing is not time that you will be investing in optimizing your funnel for the main thing you're selling, the multi-4-figure product or service package that you're selling. Imagine if you invested just 100 hours into listening to your sales call recordings, improving the top of the funnel process, making sure you get a good, nice drip email campaign to people who've booked a call so that you prepare them for the call and all of that. Imagine if you invested 100 hours into that. How much better would your business be? And here's a golden rule to follow that most online marketers who've built a significant fortune online espouse. And that is, you can get to $1 million a year with one product, one avatar, one channel. That's it. Hone your skills in all of those areas across the entire funnel that gets you clients and become gradually better at it. Adding a low ticket product to all of this is like building a second business, and you become the proverbial man or woman who chases 2 rabbits but catches none. So that's one way how a low ticket product can actually hurt your revenue. It's because of the opportunity cost of what you could have built instead in that time that you spend building the low ticket product. The second way a low ticket product can hurt you is that you'll become less sharp in your sales calls. Because if you have that escape hatch in the back of your head every time you have a sales call, and you just know that anytime that the call becomes a little bit more difficult, that you can always downsell them, that you just know, oh yeah, you don't want that. Well, how about this little $99 product that you can just start with, right? If you have that in the back of your head, you will use it. You will use it a lot. And so every time the call gets a little bit more challenging, where they offer you a couple of objections that you may not have anticipated, if you know you can always downsell them, well, why put in the effort? And that's how a low ticket product erodes your sales skills and gradually makes you less money. So yes, a low ticket offer, a value ladder, can hurt you financially. And then finally, a big risk with the low ticket offer is that it will attract an entirely different avatar, different client persona for you. Because the thing is, the person who buys a $99 product to solve a specific problem is a very, very different person from someone who spends $10,000 to solve that same problem. Maybe you've seen that meme going around where somebody buys a $499 product and then writes to the provider of the product saying, oh, I'm putting a lot of my hopes and the fortunes of my family are now tied to this product, and I really expect that this will deliver, blah, 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 and like writes a long message. And then the person who, spend $20,000 on a service package just writes, okay, just wired you the money, looking forward to working with you. Something like that, right? It's not saying that everybody who is spending a small amount of money is naturally more difficult than the person spending a lot of money. It's not at all true. These people are just different. And if you have an existing consulting business, you have spent time understanding your number one avatar, the person who you're currently serving. Now, it's not that everybody who spends little money is naturally more difficult than somebody who spends a lot. It's not at all the case. It's just that these two people are very different. And if you have built a consulting business where you are selling high ticket services, you have made great inroads into understanding one type of persona, one avatar. And so instead of adding another avatar into your marketing stack, which is a lot of effort to truly understand that person, how about you invest more time into even better understanding your existing avatar? And that usually is if you are at less than $1 million a year in a reasonably big market, multiple hundreds of millions that people in this market spend money on services. If you're making less than $1 million, forget about adding more avatars. You need to understand your current avatar much, much better. There's still a lot of upside potential for you with that one avatar. That's where your big business fortune will get made. Okay, I have to add at this point a caveat. In a recent video, I said that when you are selling to corporates, there it makes a lot of sense to add what I call a coffee date offer, to kind of book calls with people under the auspices of a coffee date offer, which is, let's say, something that costs $2,000 to $3,000, let's say a workshop or a quick assessment or something like that. That makes a lot of sense in a big corporate scenario. Why? Because people in big corporate tend to be more risk averse, right? In the context of this video, I'm talking about small business owners, solopreneurs. They tend to be by nature much more risk taking. Plus, they are completely in control of their fate. If you end up not being very good at what you do and they have purchased from you, well, then they've lost a little bit of money, but it's not completely devastating for them. However, if somebody in a big corporate scenario has invested a lot of money in you and you turn out to be a useless Muppet, then they might lose their job because of that if they have invested $100,000. That's why it makes a lot of sense, because they're much more risk-averse bunch, to come up with a coffee date offer for them rather than having a marriage proposal, which most people do. That's why it's good in a corporate scenario to offer only a small package just to get your foot in the door, for them to get to know you, to build trust, and then you can sell them the big $100,000 project. But with solopreneurs and SME, it doesn't apply, and I recommend to not have a low-ticket entry product. And finally, there's a great alternative to low-ticket entry products, and that is guarantees. Because when somebody's on the fence and you are tempted to give them a low ticket offer to just get them somehow over the line, well, you might achieve that same goal by offering them a guarantee. Like we do that. Like we offer two types of guarantees. Number one is a money back guarantee if in 6 months you haven't made back your money. And the second one is a 3 times revenue guarantee, that if you have not made 3 times your money back, then you can stay in the program until you've made 3 times your money back, no matter how long that takes. So those are our 2 guarantees. I'm telling you, this is bringing a lot of people over the fence who might not have worked with us otherwise. And I don't need to have a low ticket offer to just get them over the fence somehow. They still enter our main product, but the guarantee reassures them that because they've only met me, so there's no trust yet established. Okay, to summarize this video, so invest all your spare time into that one funnel, one product, one avatar, one marketing channel. Work on making your marketing more streamlined, improve your service delivery, hire better people. That is the area to invest in. Work on improving the entire funnel, top to bottom. And the main points I made are, number one, yes, it is absolutely possible to close a stranger on a 4-figure, even 5-figure amount on the day that they met you. Number two, a low ticket product will lose you money because A, there's opportunity cost. You could have invested the time you spent building the low ticket product into improving your funnel and improving your entire onboarding process and your service delivery. And B, you will become less sharp on sales calls and will fold under the objections that the prospect is making and will use the low ticket product to downsell them immediately when you could have stayed on the ball and try to sell them your main product. Point number three, a low ticket product will attract a different avatar than the one you're normally selling to, and that is effectively you doubling the complexity of your business. Number four, this mainly applies in the SME and solopreneur scenario. In a big corporate scenario, it makes sense to have a low ticket entry offer. And number five, a great replacement for a low ticket product is a guarantee, preferably a money back guarantee, so that you lower the perceived risk that they face of working with a stranger and you get them over the fence that way. I hope that was useful. I see you in the next video.